Have you ever needed a security camera in a place where you have no power, no internet, no Wi-Fi? Well, that's what this video is about. So what I have is a 4G camera from Railink that works with a SIM card from a company called EIOTCLUB. I'll go over the unboxing and setup process of that here in a little bit. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm able to store my camper, and I have access to this building here and this lot. So that being said, I'm probably going to mount the camera in that corner of this building. And what that's going to allow me to do is point the camera facing this direction, watching over my camper so that I can monitor everything here that's in the yard. We do have two buildings over here that are rental properties. I don't want any false alarms or any privacy issues with those buildings over there. So I think pointed this direction is going to be ideal. So let's get started. Let's take a minute here to thank today's video sponsor, IHood. They make heated apparel. What I have here is the heated jacket. This has 3 different heated zones: the back of the neck or collar area, the front, similar to where you would put your hands, which makes sense, and the back, which you would activate with this push button, which is patented on the chest area as you wear it. This jacket is fully waterproof. Even the main zipper here is all waterproof. You can see that the hood has a nice soft lining to it. It does have up to an 8-hour runtime on the single battery. We have an output rating of 12 volts at 1.5 amps, and that allows you to get that 158 degrees heated in 3 seconds, according to my cheat sheet over here. The jacket itself uses a USB type A. On the power bank, there are 2 of them. There is a USB-C and a micro USB for charging the bank itself or output if you so desire. So you could charge your phone with this as well. So just for your reference, I am 6'3", 6'4" on a good day, about 195 pounds, and this jacket fits me perfectly. Forgot to mention that this is completely machine washable, and like I said before, it is waterproof. Right inside the left side here is the power bank. The buttons are just on the left side of the chest here. Push and hold it and it will turn on. Let's go ahead and put them all in high mode. Fall is here and winter is right around the corner, so pick yourself up one of these. I highly recommend it. It's been working great for me so far, and I know I'm going to use this as my primary jacket for the entire winter. You can check out a 10% discount for you guys right here, or in the description box down below there should be a link to their website as well as Amazon and any other information you may need to get yourself a discount. So thank you for checking them out. Back to the video. So before we go ahead and install the camera, let's first unbox it and see what's inside, and thank EIOTCLUB for sending the camera out to me and hooking me up with one of their data plans. They're not sponsoring this video. They're not paying me to say anything. I'm going to do an honest review of the camera and the card and the data plan itself, but they were gracious enough to provide everything for this video, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. Now, what EIOTCLUB is, it's just a data provider that uses Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T towers on their 4G network and provides you with a SIM card in order to use those carriers. There are 2 different types. There's a double play and a triple play. I have the triple play option, which is all 3 of those. The double play is AT&T and T-Mobile. So whatever coverage is best in your area, if you don't need Verizon and you have good coverage with the other 2, go ahead and go with that one. It'll save you a couple bucks. Both of the year-long plans cover a whole year, 360 days, and 24 gigabytes of data. The double play is $100 and the triple play is $139. So like I said, it just depends on what you need. There's also a 2 gigabyte plan for like 15 bucks or something like that for a month, if you just need it for hunting season or something like that, if you're not doing the same application I'm doing where I need year-long surveillance. So a few nice things of using EIOTCLUB is the fact that there's no contracts, no activation. You could even get a prepaid one of these from Amazon, and you've got everything you need to go. You'll just get your card and pop it right in your camera. And by the way, you can use more things than just a trail camera like this or a 4G camera. You can use it in a router that supports 4G, some kind of radio, something like that, that should work with any other 4G SIM card. You can use EIOTCLUB for that as well. And if you did go over your data or your time limit of the 1 year, then you can just reload your card again. You don't have to order another one or something like that. So it is plug and play. It is really simple to use. And let's go ahead and unbox this camera real quick so we can see what's in here, and let's get it activated with the SIM card and see how plug and play it really is. So first of all, when we open the box, we have our 4G antenna. Quick start guide, I would imagine. Here's our bracket if we want to use the tree strap. Speaking of that tree strap, we could use this here. Can also use this in a various amount of other ways, I'm sure, but once we get back out to the camper and decide how we want to mount it, we'll try to figure out what we're going to use there. So here's some mounting stuff, anchors and whatnot, charging cable for the camera itself. Here's the camera. I did go ahead and charge it to 100% before heading out there, just to make sure that we are good and charged. Finally, we have our solar panel. I believe you can order these Keen cameras, these trail cameras, with or without the solar panel, but obviously it just makes a lot of sense to use a solar panel if you're going to keep it out there for an extended period of time to keep that battery topped up. So that's the camera unbox. Let's go ahead and get it set up with the RailLink app and insert the SIM card and see if it just works. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you have the camera ready to be installed is insert the nano SIM card. There's a little slot if you rotate the camera back. It says micro SD. In this particular camera, I'm sure it's very similar with others. And there is a pre-installed micro SD card that RailLink provided. It's like 32 gigabyte. Yep, wasn't expecting that, so that's nice of them. And then right above that, you can insert the EIOTCLUB nano SIM card. Just follow a little guide there. Push it in, and I'll use the little adapter to push it in all the way. Okay, there's also a reset button there if you ever need it. Make sure we close this up nice and tight so it's as weather resistant as possible. Okay, and then on the back of the camera there's a power switch, so let's go ahead and flip the switch, and we should just hear that it gets connected to the network without even having to do anything. And after that, we will go ahead and add it to the app, the RailLink app. So I'll go ahead and add the antenna too to help get that first signal. We are in the basement of my house right now, so not ideal. We've got a flashing light, which I believe is a good thing. Solid light.
Network connection succeeded.
Okay. I guess when they say plug and play, they really mean it. Don't have to do any kind of setup or anything like that, so that's pretty nice. Now let's go ahead and get this added to the RailLink app. I've already got a couple cameras with RailLink, so I already have an account and everything. I'm going to go ahead and push the plus button in the top corner and scan the QR code on the bottom of the Keen camera. This warning here just pops up, and it's letting you know that this is using a PIR motion sensor, so it's actually turned off for the most part in standby mode, just like any other battery powered camera. If it were to record 24/7 and use an actual sensor-based image processing, it's going to die in like a day. So it's got to use a PIR motion sensor in order to pick up any kind of movement from an animal or a person or something like that, or even a car. A lot of things will set this off, so it's just giving you a warning on how to set this up properly. You're really going to want to do your best to minimize the amount of movement that your camera is going to see, so that every time you check on that alert that you're going to get, you're not using up too much of your data plan. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if it connects over the network. You see it's a little bit choppy right now, but that's to be expected. We're upside down. We got to change that in settings, but I don't want to burn through my data, so I'm just going to go ahead and close this. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and head back to the storage location and get this installed permanently. So now that we've got the camera set up, all we have to do is fasten it however we want. There are some screw holes on the back here. It comes with the hardware, obviously. So I'm just gonna screw up right into this bottom fascia here. Never gonna find that again. Okay, got the solar panel mounted over there. That was kind of a pain just because of the position. But on the back of the camera, we've got a micro USB port here. I'd much rather see USB-C, but it is what it is. Plug the solar panel right into the back here. There is a weather tight seal, so try to push that in as much as you can. Then we can reinstall the camera. Yes, I also dropped the Allen wrench that comes with the kit in the bushes and can't find it, so luckily I had one with me. I just realized that that hole right there is for the antenna. Nice. Okay, we are installed. Almost forgot to turn it on. Okay, so now that the camera is installed at the location, we can go ahead and look in the Railink app again at some of the settings and the bit rate bandwidth test for the SIM card and everything. So we just clicked on the camera and it popped right up. We are currently at the low setting, which is 360p, I believe. Nice and low to keep our bandwidth nice and low so we don't use too much of that. But we can go ahead and see in the top left corner there that we're using around 500 kilobits per second. If we use the full 1440p, which we'll go ahead and switch to now, for live stream we can see that bit rate jump way up. Should be around 3.5 megabits per second or 3000 kilobits per second, and you can see that climbing. And if I go full screen, you can see that we do have a nice full resolution, and we're not having any issues with our data streaming from the SIM card. We got a good connection with my phone, and we've got a good connection with the SIM card. So taking out any potential variables, every time that I have gone to live stream or played a clip back, I've never had any issues connecting to the camera as long as my phone has a good connection itself on Wi-Fi or its own 4G or 5G network. We can go to playback, and as you can see, I only have 3 different motion events here. We click on the first one. I remember there being a gentleman walking past the camper there, doing its job exactly how I wanted it, just to see if there was any activity in the area. So we are good to go there. There was another event here that actually thinks that it was a animal, but as you'll see here in just a second, it was not an animal. It just happened to be an angel. That was pretty awesome. So if we go back into the settings for the camera, we can see that the battery showing its state of charge, that it is currently charging because the solar panel is connected to it. The last 5 days has been nothing but rain and cloud coverage, so it's at least staying right around the area of where it was when I first installed it, which was 73%, I think. Obviously with more sun it's going to charge better, but at least it's maintaining where it should be. In the detection alarm settings, we can change all kinds of things. Non-detection zone for a person or animal. You can see I masked out the road there just so we're not getting any false alarms there. We can change the sensitivity for smart detection. I have them both in the mid-range area. We can change the object size of when we get notifications. We can change the minimum and maximum size for a person or animal. I just have those what I think it should be close, maybe a little bit on the safer side, so I do get a little bit more notifications just to be safe. You can see I have push notifications on and the siren off. The siren will alarm if it does detect something every time, but since it is a fairly high active area, I'm not going to make the siren go off every time. We have a few other settings such as audio, where it will record audio. Inside the camera recording settings, I actually did want to change this from 8 seconds to 30 seconds just so it is recording a longer clip. I'm not too worried about using up my SD card storage there, and it will just overwrite the oldest stuff. So those are the main settings of the app. If we go back into the camera, we can use the PTZ and change the orientation. You can see it's at a weird angle right now. That is because I installed it wrong. I installed it vertically and it should be installed more horizontally, so I do have to fix that. As you can see, when I try to pan it one way or another, it's kind of going up and down instead of side to side, and when I pan up, it's going up and down. It's not really doing it the way you would think it would, and that's just because I installed it wrong. So that's an easy fix, not the fault of the camera. I probably should have read the directions a little bit better, but that is what it is. If you do want to manually set off the alarm if you see something going on, there's a little button up here. You can trigger the audio alarm, and you can talk as well. Just tap to talk, and you have two-way audio between the camera and yourself. You can see we have 4G full bars. Like I said, that has not been an issue at all. I'm not sure which provider is being used mostly here, whether that be Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. They all work pretty well in the area from my understanding, so I don't have any issues with that. Like I said, it just connects really quickly right away every time. We do have to wait for the camera to wake up when we do some sort of live streaming, but that doesn't take long either. So it just seems like a match made in heaven as far as the Railink Keen camera and the EIOTCLUB SIM card. They just work great together. I've had no issues. Highly recommended if this is something that you are looking to do, whether that be watching over one of your assets, a boat, RV, maybe it's in storage at a storage facility and you're able to install your own camera there. You don't have to worry about power or Wi-Fi, and that is pretty nice. I want to give a shout out once again to EIOTCLUB for sending me everything to get this set up and show you guys the possibilities of using a 4G SIM card. I do have a 10% off discount code for EIOTCLUB right here, as well as down in the description below. That link will be an affiliate link, just so you are aware. I also will leave links for Amazon if you want to just pick up a prepaid SIM card there and reload in the future if you do run out of data. Huge shout out to IHood for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out all the links in the description for them as well to get yourself some warm apparel for the upcoming winter season. The next few weeks are going to cool down rapidly, and I'm glad that I am prepared for that. So check out the coupon code for IHood as well as their website for any other discounts currently going on. I will leave all the links down below for that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.